All
Hey
right.
Rishi, when are you gonna say the intro?
Oh yeah. I'll go ahead and do that. That's probably a good idea. Um,
Hit us with it, chunky boy.
roll the intro, baby.
From you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Good Guys podcast. I'm your host Rishi, and I'm joined here today with our amazing co-host and resident best friend Ryan. Say hello to everyone, Ryan. Please, I beg of thee.
Did I get pinned twice? I'll deal with it later.
Ryan
Yeah,
got pinned to the floor. That is right. Ryan
I did
is a
not.
bottom.
I
So
got
Ryan, you
pinged.
want to talk about Ace Combat,
But first,
orphans and
let's.
child soldiers that happen to also be intermingling with terrorists. Please speak your mind.
Okay, so before we get started, I don't think there are any child soldiers in Ace Combat. Everything else is true.
So generally speaking, what you said was fine, but you said I don't think,
Look,
which
there are
means
a.
that you're not
I'm
100%
not a
sure, which
hundred.
means that
Yeah,
there is a
no,
possibility that there are child soldiers in Ace Combat.
of course.
Ladies and gentlemen, today Ryan is going to be sharing with me one of his deepest, darkest passions: child soldiers, big robots with big swords,
There's no
and,
robots in Ace Combat. I'm sorry.
sorry,
It's
big
fine.
Gundams with
There's
even
no
bigger.
there's no
So,
Gundams in Ace Combat. It's a fighter jet series
wait, why were you talking about it last time?
about Gundams
Yes, and then you
because
mentioned Ace Combat.
because very specifically, the theme of Barbados from Ace Combat Iron Blooded Orphans sounds a lot like music that would have come from Ace Combat Zero, and also because both like Ace
Okay,
Combat
so Ace Combat,
Ace Combat
Bloody Orphans,
no
Orphan Blood.
Gundam Iron Blooded Orphans.
Sorry, Gundam. Okay, then Barbados was a Gundam, though, right? Barbados is a Gundam.
Barbados is a Gundam. I have.
Okay, but
He's the guy I was
Barbados is
posing.
from Ace Combat.
Barbados is not from Ace Combat at
So
all.
where's Barbados from?
The Gundam series.
So why did you say Barbados in the same sentence as Ace Combat?
Because the theme, his music that plays whenever he beats someone to death, sounds like it would come from an Ace Combat game. It has a guitar.
So let me get this straight. The line you draw from Big Machine Man pulverizing someone into the ground, that music, and fighter jet music thing, only thing that connects them is guitar.
Okay, so there's okay.
Ladies
Let's
and
be
gentlemen, you
fair,
heard it for first. Ryan likes the sound of guitars. He really
dude.
likes the sound of
Dude,
guitars.
no, seriously though, you do have to listen to Ace Combat music sometimes. It's a banger.
Dude, yeah, I've heard good, not about Ace Combat music, but I've just heard good things about like that genre of music or whatever you want to
You
call it.
know the song from Bleach, right? Clavier La Spada.
No, I don't watch anime. No, I
Neither
don't.
do I.
I don't know the thing. I've never watched Bleach.
Neither have I. It was on TikTok a while back because it was an edit of the anime soundtrack. It was the one that goes da 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 da. I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you. Just listen to it on your free time. I'll send it to you later. I don't want to be busy right now. But anyways, the Lizzo allegations.
I don't think it's a good idea to talk about Gundams and Lizzo in the same context. So let's just talk
We were
about.
never talking about Gundams. We were
No,
talking
we
about
weren't just
fighter
talking about
jets.
Gundams.
I was trying to pivot to fighter jet. I do actually genuinely seriously want to talk about the Lizzo allegations though.
I actually haven't done. Have you done research on it?
Why would I do research?
I mean, like, do you know what it is? Like, what's
Yes,
going on?
I
Explain
follow
to
Impact.
explain to everyone. Explain to everyone at home what is going on with the Lizzo allegations.
Okay, so I do want to mention right now, me and Rishi, both of us, neither of us should be trusted as a formal news source.
Oh,
So
of
if you
course
cite
not.
us in any paper, you are practically asking for
We
bad
will
things
share
to.
misinformation for the fun of it, just to
We
see.
share misinformation for fun. We share misinformation on accident.
That is
Uh,
true. It's all
I am
yeah.
pulling up the Impact post right now, though, just to
Oh
make
yeah,
sure I don't
of
mess it
course,
up.
please. Impact is a very reliable news source, as we know.
I don't know how
So
reliable
is
they are.
so is
I don't really care.
Rap
Wait,
TV.
are they actually
Rap.
reliable?
I
I don't
don't
know if you're
think
being
so. I
satirical.
think it's like a it's I'm not entirely sure. It's like
I don't
the
know.
same category as like rap or rap
I don't
TV.
know. I don't know what that is.
It's
I'm
like
sorry.
not like a tabloid, but at the same time, it is like I don't know. It's like a weird,
It's higher than a tabloid, but
but it's
lower
lower than
like
like
formal news.
formal news.
Huh.
Sure, I guess that would be like the best because like they do report on like news items, and it's not like they're
Yeah.
just spreading misinformation all the time. But at the
Yeah.
same time, like
It's
I
very
don't know how to
personal.
classify. Huh?
It's very personal. Like the news people are not giving a very, like informal. It's kind of like when a person reviews a video game and you can tell that the review of a video game is just is just filled with all their own personal opinions of that video game and stuff.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about when in that regards. But what does that have to do with the news about the Lizzo allegations?
Oh, it has nothing. I was just trying to stall for time. Ah, man, the arm is loose. I'll deal with that later. All right, so this Tuesday.
Blue.
So right now, so we're gonna go with August 2nd. That was Tuesday. No, today's Friday. Oh my God, I hate calendars. August 1st.
Yeah.
Uh, on August 1st, three of Lizzo's former backup dancers accused the singer of sexual harassment and creating a hostile work environment. I'm directly quoting the Impact thing, by the way. This lawsuit was filed in the Los Angeles Supreme Court, and it names three defendants: Lizzo herself, Lizzo's production company, and the dance captain, Shirlene Quigley, I believe.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Uh, it's a lot. I'm not gonna read all
Don't
of
read the
this
whole article, but like
because
just
it's
give the
a
gist
lot.
of
The
what's going
gist
on.
is this is bad stuff. This is
I
really
heard
weird stuff.
I've heard it's bad.
I would not ask my friends to do this.
Ask your friends to sexually assault you or sexually harass you? I would hope not. Honestly, like me
Okay,
personally,
that sounded really. I don't know how else to phrase it, but like
because
this is this
or you
seems
would
like
not have
things
your
that would
friends
only
read the whole article. Like, what do you mean you never ask your friends to do this?
I would never ask my friends to do the things that Lizzo was making her backup dancers do.
There you go. Thank you. Because you said this is
This is
really long. I'm like, give us the gist. Like, I would never ask my friends to do this.
okay.
Like, do
So
what? Read the article or like harass you? Which I'd hope it's the latter.
there is a lot of nudity, like in here. Like for example,
Meaning,
I'm on page 3, I want to say, of the thing. In the lawsuit, three of Lizzo's backup dancers allege that in a club at Amsterdam, she pressured them to take turns touching a nude performer's breasts, even after the dancers said no. Invited dancers to, and I quote, catch dildos launched from the performers' vaginas and eat bananas protruding from the performers' vaginas, and asked one of her security staff members to strip on stage.
oh my God. That's great.
It keeps going. I'm not gonna
Oh,
keep
yeah,
reading.
of
I
course.
refuse to keep reading. This is
Oh,
messed. It's kind of messed up, but it's
kind of.
also like, oh, I
Just
mean,
kind of.
dude, my tolerance for messed up things steadily drops the longer I am alive due to, capitalism as a whole.
So,
It's very funny too, considering
yeah,
that
yeah, for sure.
Lizzo
It's
is
so funny,
supposed to
right?
be,
Uh-huh.
yeah, considering that Lizzo's entire brand is all
Is
about body positivity.
an acceptance. Yeah.
Considering, oh yeah, the
Oh my God,
lawsuit also
those
alleges,
are some hard hitting allegations
yeah,
though.
the lawsuit also alleges that the production company was simultaneously fat phobic and I think racist. Hang on. Yeah, racist and fat phobic
Phobic
discrimination
and
at the hands at
racist
tour members. Yeah,
at tour.
the backup dancers. This is still the backup dancers.
Yeah, no.
When asked for downtime compensation at a rate of 50% of weekly pay, they were told they were being disrespectful before being offered only 25% by the accountant. In the lawsuit, they state only the dance cast, comprised of full-figured women of color, were ever spoken to in this manner. Oh yeah. Uh,
That's crazy.
I have no. Okay, so this was released 1 day ago. So on August 3rd, uh, Impact has written Lizzo released a statement denying all harassment allegations, calling them false. But others have also started coming forward about their experiences with the artist. No, no, no.
I gotta. That's no. I was about to say I gotta wait for all the information to come out
So,
before I
like,
make a formal statement. But at the same
Courtney
time, those are like some
Hollingquist?
cr
Yeah. Courtney Hollingquist, a former dancer for both Lizzo. No, Courtney Hollingquist, who was a former dancer for Lizzo, and Quinn Wilson, who was the former creative director of Lizzo, also spoke
uh-huh,
out in support of these dancers. Uh,
as they
and then
should.
there was filmmaker Sophia Nali Allison. I'm just gonna read her quote right here because I think it just kind of describes everything you need to know. In
Yeah,
2019, I traveled a bit with Lizzo to be the director of her documentary. I walked away after about 2 weeks. I was treated with such disrespect by her.
2 weeks.
I witnessed how arrogant, self centered, and unkind she is. I was not protected and thrown into a shitty situation with little support. My spirit said to run as fast as you fucking can, and I'm so grateful I trusted my gut.
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh,
That's
King
that's wild.
Princess, singer and Wilson's girlfriend. Who's Wilson? I said Wilson earlier.
You have
Quinn
mentioned the name.
Wilson.
Quinn
Okay, so
Wilson
Quinn
was
Wilson's
someone who
girlfriend also affirmed the statements by Wilson. This is very awkward.
those are some hard-hitting allegations.
Yeah, this there's literally no way I can say it. It's just like, wow, that's
That's
there is probably some like lesson we can learn about, well, not lesson. There is probably some moral about how like there's no such thing as like ethical what activism under capitalism, and that even the highest of the high
ethical
celebrities.
activism under capitalism.
I know it was stupid the second I said it. I can find a better way to phrase it. Hang on.
No, it gives me the same energy as there's no such thing as ethical consumption under capitalism, which
Yeah,
I do agree to an extent. Technically, there's no such thing as ethical consumption under capitalism because billionaires and every time you buy something, technically you're lining their pockets, even though it's the way the world works. But that's besides the point. I
okay.
think I if I'm gonna try to repeat what you said in the way I think you're trying to say, and let me know if that's what you meant. You're saying that there's no such thing as like activism. There's no such thing as activism with with a capitalist angle. There's no such thing as activism that actively thrives in a capitalist market.
I think the better way to say it is, so you know Taylor Swift, right?
Yeah.
So you know how she is like, I don't know if I would consider her an activist, but like she seems like a pretty down to earth person, right?
Yes, she does. I was gonna say portray. I don't know, right?
She does
She
portray
does
herself
have
as a
like a
down to
sort of
earth person. Yeah.
yeah. She
That's like the
she
persona she wears. You know
sure
how she's
persona or how she is.
responsible for like a lot of global warming?
Dude,
Let me look
have
up
you
the
seen the
numbers real
global
quick.
emissions? I forgot what it was. I don't know if you can look it up that quickly, but she had like the largest carbon footprint before she went on tour when she
Okay.
was not touring.
Total flight emissions for 2022 were calculated at 8,293.51 tons. This is from The Guardian.
Oh oh my god, that's a lot. That's a lot of emissions. That
If
is
you
not
put,
good.
if you take a celebrity, and I'm not saying all celebrities do this, there are celebrities that will, like, have a heart. But usually, if you take a celebrity and you ask them to make a decision between their own personal comfort and doing, like, you know,
The right
good.
thing.
Yeah, the God, as cliche as it sounds, like the
Yeah, doing
right
the right
thing, or
thing.
like the morally acceptable thing, or like, fighting out against, I don't know, the sort of stigma against body types in popular entertainment. They will always choose comfort.
Yeah, that is true. I've noticed.
There is
But yes,
all
not all. Like I guess
Not all of
one
them.
one one celebrity in particular I
Robert
know.
Iger doesn't count. Bob Iger doesn't count.
I
Sorry.
was gonna say
He's
Mark Ruffalo.
No, I'm saying no, Bob Iger doesn't count as a person.
Yeah, I wasn't mentioning Bob Iger at all.
No, I know. I know. I don't like him. I don't need to
That's
like
like
him.
that's a you thing, right? I'm talking about Mark Ruffalo. I know he's like an
Yeah.
activist. He does use his platform. So that's like a celebrity I was gonna say I know. Like I don't personally know him, but
Yeah,
from
no
what I
one knows him.
see on Instagram, which is a whole other topic, um, what I see on Instagram is that like he does care about like a lot of social issues and climate change
Yeah.
and and things like that. So he
Yeah.
does
And he's like
seem to
donating
use
his
that
money,
that
and he's like he like
he does use his reach, his
his
fame
fame
and celebrity status as a way to speak out
spotlight
against
these
these.
issues.
Yeah. So like that's
Yeah.
something I can see like okay, you got famous for one thing, but you're using that fame to actively help people. That
Yeah.
is pretty sick.
Lizzo is a very interesting case though, because the reason
Because
why she was famous in like the music mainstream was because of, one, she's a black singer, and two, she has like a plus size body type. That's not something you see. And so that was her brand. Like,
yes, it was very she was very the brand was very accepting of people. You gotta accept people for who they are. That was like a whole thing. It's like Lizzo's very accepting. That's her brand.
then the allegations happen.
Which
Whoops.
is crazy.
Hate to see
I'm gonna
it.
be I'm gonna say something. I don't know if it's the right thing to say. We'll
Then,
figure it out.
oh God, okay,
No,
wonderful.
this is listen to what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Allegations are pretty hard right now. Oh my God, those are like some serious allegations.
Yeah.
But I can't help but to think of previous instances where allegations of a celebrity doing something which is just so out of left field, like something you just never expected the celebrity to do. There's allegations that they've done this, and then everyone says, "Oh, they're a horrible person" immediately, but then it comes out that those things never happened. That has happened. I've noticed that happen, not all the time, but it's happened enough that I'll think of it in the back of my head. So these allegations are very serious, right?
Yeah.
As of right now, I'm not gonna say Lizzo's a horrible person because all she said is that they're not true. They're taking her
Okay.
to court. They're gonna prove it in the court of law, right? She said that they're all lies, right? Or am I
Uh,
wrong?
that
Or did
is
she say no?
uh,
These are all
that is
true.
a heavily. Let me actually go read her statement so that we don't accidentally make her look. Okay. Lizzo denied released a statement denying all harassment allegations, calling them false. Okay. These last few days, my work ethic, morals, and respectfulness have been questioned. My character has been criticized. Usually, I choose not to respond to false allegations, but these are as unbelievable as they sound and too outrageous to not be addressed. These sensationalized stories are coming from former employees who have already publicly admitted that they were told their behavior on tour was inappropriate and unprofessional.
But they are gonna be taking her to the court of law. Like
Yeah,
they are
no, yeah,
suing her.
yeah, no, she's still
So
going
they
to court.
have
That's not.
evidence and they are suing her.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, well,
We don't know anything. We're two
that's what I'm
dudes
saying
from
because I don't want to
Chicago.
say one thing and it be the complete opposite happening. And then now there's evidence of me saying, oh, so and so, Lizzo is so and so, when in actuality, Lizzo is this. So
Yeah.
I
Especially
don't know.
since
It's
not
those are
all of the
wild
allegations
though.
are pointed towards Lizzo.
Exactly. What I'm saying is those are wild allegations.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh,
Some of them are towards, again, I mentioned this earlier, the dance captain, Charlene
yeah.
Quigley, who was reportedly sexually inappropriate. According to the plaintiffs, yeah, here we go again, dude. According to
Oh,
the plaintiffs, Quigley described sexual fantasies, simulated oral sex, and commented on the sex lives of other dancers. Don't do that. Just
Okay. Well,
We're not gonna report on this again, by the way,
oh
probably.
yeah, no, this is probably gonna be the last time we'll ever touch on, unless of course like Lizzo just goes to jail all of a sudden, or it turns out like some wild thing happens next.
Rishi, silly Rishi. Rich people don't go to jail. Oh
No,
yeah.
I don't know. It's just weird.
Uh,
Ugh.
similar thing. Well, not similar thing. Here's another thing. I don't know if you've heard about that had a very big outlash. Have you heard of Jason Aldean's song "Try That
Dude,
in a
yeah,
Small
try this in
Town"?
a small town. Oh my God. Oh my God. Dude,
We're not
I've
gonna.
watched so many people on TikTok talk about this. It is hilarious, dude.
Don't,
Why
why would you? Why would you do
would you
this?
call forget why would you name this song Don't Try This in a Small Town?
No, try that in
Dude,
a small town.
yeah, don't
He's
try that in a
daring them
small.
so that. Why would you film it in front of a lynching location?
Oh my God. And then people like there's like conservatives on TikTok who like it and they're like, he doesn't say that he doesn't like black people. He doesn't say this, he doesn't say that. And people are like, well, my brother in Christ. That's why we're calling them dog whistles, you know,
Oh, dog whistles.
because the song is full of dog whistles that allude to racism and, if I'm not
Lynching.
mistaken, homophobia and transphobia. I'm not entirely sure. I've not listened to the song and
Don't
I
ask me. I'm not.
refuse to
I'm
listen to
not
the song.
listening to it. It's
But as far
country.
as I know, 100% racism, if I'm not mistaken as well, homophobia and transphobia, all three, which, what's wrong with you, my guy? Like, what's going on? I feel like we got to unpack something here. And then there's people saying, oh, no, he's not racist. And everyone's like, dude, yeah, he's not going to go out in a song and say, I hate gay people. What's wrong with you? Or I don't like black people. They suck. Ooh, no one does that. That's why they're dog whistles in the song. He will
I
allude
know.
to things
I know you're
that
trying to
are
make a point, but
racist.
now I gotta look it up.
No, like for example, that lynching thing that he filmed in front of a courthouse, which was famous for a lynching that took place. So the whole point is,
Hang
for a
on.
regular viewer, it's just a courthouse. But for those who are racist, they'll say, oh, that is a lynching locate. They know that. That's the whole point of the dog whistle, is that people who are racist and
Yeah.
homophobic and transphobic and all that stuff, they're just gross little basement dwellers, these freaking scum of the earth people. They
Not
will
all of them
see
are
the
basement
video.
dwellers, to be fair. Some of them are members of Congress.
They still will live in the basement, as far as I'm aware of. The basement of which is probably going to be very big since they're very rich due to
They live in a
lobbying and
they live in a
getting
basement's basement. Oh yeah.
paid vacations from
No,
lobbyists. That's
Rishi, do
besides the point.
you want to hear a
What?
joke? Like an actual joke.
What?
Like not related to any of this. Uh, did you know that the United States is the only country in the world to have a 0% corruption rate? Because we don't call it
Um,
corruption, baby. Yeah,
we
no,
call it lobbying.
let's not talk about this anymore because if we do it, we're just gonna get depressed. Oh, this is another news thing. Not a big news thing though, because I don't watch Euphoria. But the star
Yeah, no,
is
Angus
yeah,
Cloud died. That was really
25,
unfortunate.
if I'm right.
Yes,
Yeah,
that was
Angus
sad.
Cloud is dead at 25. Good lord. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Rest in peace, dude.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
I didn't watch the show. I can't be like, oh no, his character arc is gonna be ruined. That's a person.
Yeah, no, though I do feel bad. That is horrible. But
I
hey, I mean, I wish the best for his family.
Now that I'm on
What?
this Instagram page, I keep going down and hitting more and more just horrible things. Like, for example, oh wow, hey, here's another Lizzo clip. This has nothing to do with the
And
lawsuit. It's her inviting a bullied fan onto stage. I'm not gonna play it because we have 9 minutes left. I'm not gonna play it because like you're not gonna see it. Have you heard of a movie called Sound of Freedom?
dude, we got to talk about. Oh my God, that too. I've got someone at work who asked me, "Do you want to go watch Sound of Freedom?" And I was so taken aback. All I just said was, "No, God." That's it. I just said, "No, God, no." He never asked why. I don't think he knew why I said no, God, no, because he's not that type of person. But oh my God.
Yeah, no, yeah, no, it's
Yeah,
no, no, no. It's like Sicario if it was bad.
it's like Sicario if it was bad. It's like Sicario if it was bad and
It's like
wasn't
Sicario if it was
really.
bad and also completely missed the point of Sicario.
It's like Sicario if it wasn't Sicario. Yeah,
It's like
if it
it's
wasn't
it's
Sicario.
it's exactly like the sequel to Sicario. Okay. Do you know what the sequel to Sicario is?
Isn't it just Sicario too?
I know. Do you know what it's like?
I haven't seen it. I've
Okay, so,
just heard vague things
so Sicario
about
1
it.
is a dark and gritty depiction of the US war on drugs. This
Correct.
includes how incredibly incompetent the United States is involving keeping drugs from crossing over the border.
That is true. It's
And
surprising but
it's
true. Hey,
literally the
CIA had to
only
fund
American in this movie
Cuba, right?
who played by Emily Blunt legitimately gets shot like multiple times. She survives, but she gets like thrown around by all these other like actual drug fighting people, and
Uh-huh.
it's really sad. But Sicario 2 is an action movie. That's it. It's an action
Uh,
movie. It's not better. It's worse.
I didn't
Have you seen
expect
Training
much.
Day? Have you heard of a movie called Training Day?
Heard of Training Day. Probably have seen it, but it's due to the age of the movie. I do not remember. I
Yeah,
probably
okay.
isn't. It's Denzel Washington, right?
Denzel Washington
Then I
in
definitely
one of his
probably I
greatest roles.
probably would have seen it because my mom likes Denzel
Yeah.
Washington, so I probably would have
Sound
seen it.
of Freedom is Training Day if it was bad, and also American sensationalism.
It's American exceptionalism.
Okay, look, both can be true.
Yeah,
Nationalism, let's
dude,
go.
the
I'm
exceptionalism
using
is crazy down here. Oh, did you hear that Houston is getting rid of school libraries?
Houston, Texas.
Houston Independent School District is going to be getting rid of libraries. I don't know if it's still gonna happen,
Yes.
but hopefully it doesn't. It's
I
because
feel like
the
that's an infringement
the
of First Amendment right.
because school dude said they need to have a space um for troubling for troubled students to learn remotely. So like I guess students who misbehave in class like that to learn remotely. So they're just gonna no longer have libraries. Also, speaking of that, PragerU in Florida.
Oh God, I need to warn you now. There's 6 minutes and 20 seconds until our break.
I'm keeping my eye on that. Don't worry about it. Oh my God,
PragerU in Florida, huh?
everything that I have heard, everything we've talked about today,
Today.
I've absorbed it, and I'm like, I feel like I could have seen this. Except the library thing that really felt like something that would happen in Florida. Never saw that happening in Texas.
Yeah,
Besides
no,
the point,
that's weird.
I was like, oh my God, if Florida did that, oh my God, that's like a Florida thing too. But PragerU gave me whiplash.
What did they do, Rishi?
They're sanctioning teachers to use PragerU in classrooms. So you know how we used to watch Bill Nye the Science Guy?
So we'd be
Um,
watching PragerU instead?
now we can watch a video about how Robert E. Lee was a cool man. There's literally a video about that. There's a video about why they should not take down Confederate statues because Robert E. Lee was uh, single-handedly stopped a slave uprising. I'm not kidding. There is a
I don't
video
think
about
he
that.
did that. I can't help but feel like he didn't do that.
He probably,
I,
he probably didn't actually like do all that on his own. But you
no,
know,
I
Robert
mean,
E. Lee.
oh, when you
Oh my
said
God, I love him.
stopped a slave uprising, I thought the slave uprising was the Civil War.
Technically, no. Actually, the
So,
Civil War, yes, was kind of like this, but like not also at the same time. Um,
no, I mean, I
they
thought
stopped.
PragerU thought the Civil War was a slave uprising.
They probably do. They probably do. Um, although it doesn't take like that much time for you to realize that the statues of Confederate leaders were put into place to paint a better picture of the Confederate soldiers in the Confederate South. The point
Yeah,
was to
no,
make them look better. That was the point.
yeah, of
Like
course.
they're like,
I'm kind of surprised
why
that
would we then like
kind of
if you
surprised
just like
Mr.
think
Sherman
logically
didn't just
here,
deal with all the
we're
statues
told
on his way
that
in.
the Confederates wanted to keep actually I can't say we
Why
we
did you say
we
we?
we were told this because I'm in
Because we
Texas, dude.
went to school in
I don't know.
Illinois.
I don't know this school curriculum down here. I don't know what they're taught about the Civil War.
They
I'm
call
saying
it the War of
we.
Northern Aggression. I think that's
That
all
is
you need to
the
know
crazy
about
thing
that
as
point.
well. The fact that it's called the. No, I'm saying we because you and I both learned it in the same school. And last time I checked, Aurora is still teaching it like that. I'm,
Probably. I can't imagine them changing it.
I would be really hard. It would be hard pressed to find out, like, they just decided to change it and they also became part of the Confederate South. But we were told that the Confederates wanted to protect slavery and that the Confederate flag is no bueno, kids. Um,
Yeah. I
I don't know if
guess
that's
Prager. I guess PragerU has some different ideas,
different
and that
ideas is really throwing it.
and
Um,
that like not all
there's
of
a
them are
video,
good. In
there's an
fact, some of them
article,
might be bad.
there is an article that Mr. By the way, Prager is like the dude's name, and then U is just for university. Um,
Prager University. It was Prager University this whole time.
No,
I
Prager
thought the dude
University
was.
is like the full name. It's just Prager
I
U
thought
is
he was making
the
videos for babies this whole time, bro.
no, that is that's one sect of videos. They have
Okay,
a bunch of videos.
of course they do.
Um, Mr. P Dog himself, I actually don't want to give him that name. Mr.
Don't call
Prager
him that.
himself, wrote an article, if I'm not mistaken, about why your wife's mood shouldn't matter for bed stuff.
Why are you calling it bed stuff? That's
Fine,
really messed.
for sex. Is that
That's still
better? Does that
it
make you
is.
feel
Yeah,
better at night, Ryan?
it actually just makes me feel more professional as a whole.
I guess professionalism is our middle name here at the Good Guys podcast.
It should
Um,
be when we're talking about like serious stuff like Lizzo allegations. Try that in a small town.
I like
If you come,
I
I
like
mean
how
this
we're
in
talking about like
this
legitimate racism, like people protecting institutionalized racism,
I mean this in the
and also in
nicest
the
way
same breath
possible.
the Lizzo allegations. That
Yeah.
is a very interesting sort of
Okay.
push.
Blame Impact. They posted their posts pretty close to each other. No, blame the world for having these events happen so
Dude,
close to each other.
dude, what's going on? It's only been what? It's literally just been 4 days of into August. Things are going downhill way too
I
quickly.
haven't even started the school semester yet, my gamer.
Oh my God. This is I just think my college Texas history teacher, she's got a doctorate. Completely forgot her name. I hate the fact that I forgot her name.
You'll
So
remember it,
cool.
unless
Doctor
you don't.
something. She's like, I would say like the living embodiment of like Indiana Jones. Except she
Actually,
doesn't take artifacts and put them in a museum. She takes artifacts, writes about them and why they should stay where they belong. And that's it.
so she's cooler Indiana Jones.
She's cooler. Like she said she pulled up the Confederate flag on screen in Texas. And
In
she's like,
Texas.
I don't care what you were told. That's a flag that represents racism. I don't care what you were told. That is racist. And then she had a whole slideshow breaking everything down. And I was like, oh my God. I know you're gonna laugh a little bit. Remember, you know what?
Tell us on the next time, all right?
Yeah, let's take a quick break.
All
Stretch
right,
your legs, go say hi
drink
to your
some
loved
water.
ones, drink some water.
Please
You'll
don't
get that message, but
please don't
with a little
come
bit of
to us
metal.
for political views at all. We
Oh yeah, for
like
sure. Uh-huh. I was gonna say
don't
this is the last time we're gonna do that, but I know for sure that
don't I doubt it. Come on. This was
oh
fun.
yeah. Oh yeah. All right.
What's
See you
more
guys in a bit.
fun than watching?
So we're back. So basically what I was saying is like my teacher she put up like images that I guess people never really gave a second thought about. And then like for example, like I said, the Confederate flag, she was like, that's racist. That is like a racist flag. And then she broke down other things and pointed to us out why it's racist and how come we no longer view it that way. She like literally gave us the history and everything. It
Yeah.
was so cool. I thank her for that like so much.
Do you remember her name now?
Nope.
Ah, good lord. What class was this in, though?
Texas history.
Texas
It
history.
was
Okay.
fun. It was actually really nice.
So like
Yeah, we gotta
so
do yeah.
so here's what I want you to do, right? When
Yeah.
you go back into your student records Find out when you took Texas history and find out this teacher's name so we can credit her for this, okay?
Okay.
Because she
Dude.
deserves some credit for that.
Oh, she's so cool. She's like besides Miss Fontaine from still middle school. You never had her.
Was she a seventh or an eighth grade teacher?
Who was a sixth grade teacher?
I have no idea who. Sorry, I have no idea who this person is.
Yeah, I don't think you had her then. She was the best history teacher I ever had. Besides
Wait,
her, my
wait,
Texas history
wait, hang
teacher.
on. Miss Fontaine, did you have the room full of stuff?
Yeah, she had a
I
mummified
had her.
turkey.
She had like a massive room just full of like historical junk,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's what I'm talking about,
Yeah,
Miss Fontaine.
that's
She
her.
was amazing.
Madame Fontaine. God,
Yeah. What
she
I'm saying is
dressed up as like an actual. No, she didn't. Never
she
mind.
she never did. She dressed up like a regular person, right? Um,
She had a typewriter in her classroom. A
that is
typewriter.
true. She did have a typewriter in her classroom.
It says a lot about my personality that that's the thing I remember.
No, but like besides her, my Texas history teacher was my next favorite history teacher. And I love history. Oh my God, there are definitely some teachers that don't do a good job of teaching history, but that's besides the
Yeah.
point. That is
Okay.
besides the point.
Oh yeah. If you are invested in hearing us talk about like, I guess you could call them current events, like we did with this episode. Leave a comment in the whatever. Send letters to our houses.
Don't
My
send.
address is no.
The moment you say that, I think of one thing and one thing only. A cool little guy with a beard and long hair who used to live in a cabin in the woods.
Oh yeah, that guy was funny.
That guy was so funny, man. Such a
He died.
comedian.
Oh yeah, it's common knowledge that that dude was essentially subject to a CIA operation, right?
Yeah,
That's really awkward. I hate it when that happens, man.
man. Yeah, I hate it when I'm subject to CIA operations. Oh, gosh darn it.
This is not what my taxpayer money went to.
It's exactly what your taxpayer money went to, actually, Ryan.
I shall no longer pay taxes. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so I shall respond to everything in the morning. I'll deal with it later. Okay, so the main event, or like no, this is a good closer because we've been talking about some dark and depressing stuff. Let's get a palate cleanser in here. I'm gonna tell you guys about the timeline of Ace Combat, which has nothing to
Which
do
we
with
were
the
supposed to talk about last episode, and then we ran out of time. So then
we
we were
ran the
supposed to talk
clock
about
all the
this
way out,
episode, and I just simply mentioned the Lizzo allegations, and
and
now
we
it's 37 minutes and 57 seconds.
yeah, I can do that. Okay. Uh, if you want to, there's a YouTube video. I'm recommending this to you guys. I'll send the link to Rishi so we can put it in the description. It's the Ace Combat timeline that's described in the most confusing way possible, which I think is the best way to consume this media.
It's really uh starting to remind me of Fate Grand Order.
Rishi, nothing is as bad as Fake Grand Order.
You realize that that has given me trust issues. I've tried. I don't know why I did this. Okay, for everyone at home, I like right when it comes to consuming media,
Yeah,
and generally in this space of like anime and manga, things like that, like webcomic, like this little corner of the world,
this is not the
consuming this
cell phone.
media, I am one side, he is a completely other. He's on the complete other side. He will consume everything, but not in different mediums, all in the same medium. Somehow
Yeah.
he'll find a way.
Okay.
He'll consume everything in the same medium. I
I've
will
only
consume
read
only one
manga,
medium.
but you'll consume it in every single possible way.
Yes, I'll consume that
You'll
one
read the
medium in
manga, you'll
every single.
watch the anime, you'll
No, no,
find
no,
the
no, 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 no,
OVAs,
no. Not that. Not. I'll watch the anime, watch the OVA, learn everything about that anime and OVA. Never touch the manga. Or I read the manga, find out everything about the manga, never touch it. That's what happened like with me and Berserk and me and like for like Naruto and One Piece. I never once touched the manga, but I try to consume as much anime as possible. But for you, You have somehow consumed the anime, the manga, the OVAs, that weird soundtrack that they did for a Pizza Hut commercial 5 years ago,
Oh my
all
God, the Pizza
but
Hut
like in the
commercial
same
soundtrack.
meet,
I love that.
like you don't read it. What I'm trying to say is that somehow all consumed in the same medium, which is confuses me. Now, for some reason, I thought to myself, hey, Rishi, you know what would be cool? Why don't I try to get into Fate?
Yeah, because I've said
Why don't I
good
try to get
things
into
about
Fate?
Fate to Rishi before.
And
Uh,
before Ryan had ever mentioned Fate to me, I wanted to get into it because it sounded interesting to me. I tried watching the anime. I didn't even try the order. I just looked up what order I should watch it in, and tried watching the anime. I tried playing Fate Grand Order, and I have hurt myself in the process. And now Ryan trying to tell me about Ace Combat, and then the other night talking to me about Gundam. It's
okay.
giving me like PTSD about Fate. So, are you sure it's not like Fate?
I am absolutely certain it's not like Fate. There is a linear timeline of events. It's just completely bonkers. Okay,
Okay. So it's kind of like JoJo.
pretty much. Okay,
Yeah, okay.
so let's get started. Okay, I'm not joking when I say this. We start at the creation of the universe.
I almost spit my water out. This is Ace Combat, right?
This is
This is
Ace
fighter
Combat.
jets.
This is the fighter jets.
This starts at the beginning of the universe, though.
We start at the beginning of the
The fighter
universe.
jet one starts. Okay, right.
So
Just trying to
basically,
understand that part, right? Yeah,
this is
yeah. Of course, of
imagine
course.
our world, okay? But all the continents shifted weirdly. All there's different continents now, but they're all like really bad renames of already existing continents. For example, there's a fictional continent called Sapin.
Say that again.
There's a fictional continent named Sapin, Sapin. You'll never guess what it's a parody of.
Japan,
Spain.
Sapin. I thought it'd be
S
because they
A
just
no,
S A
they just
P.
Sapin. You mix it around, you
Oh,
get Spain.
SAPI, and I didn't hear the I. Oh,
Yeah,
Sap,
no.
Sap, Spain.
Okay.
Oh my,
Yeah.
that's. Ugh.
Yeah, no, we haven't gotten to weird stuff yet. So
Oh, of
basically,
course.
the creation of the universe happens, and there is an asteroid named Ulysses. Keep this asteroid in mind. It becomes important
Like
later.
Ulysses S. Grant. Ulysses.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not like
For
named
sure.
after Ulysses. It's named after like the Greek guy Ulysses, I think. Or
Okay.
like I don't know. Anyways, there's an asteroid. It becomes important later. So basically in the 1400s, airplanes start getting used more in combat, okay? And this becomes really important. I love how you can keep a straight face.
Say that date again one more time for me, Ryan.
In the 1400s. This is this is
Uh-huh.
really
For
important,
sure.
trust me. There's a country there's a country named Belka. They're a parody of Germany. They're the first country in the world to get a standing air force, and they get the best air force in the world. I need you to understand now before we continue. Almost everything can be traced back to Belka. Everything is their fault, essentially.
Wow, it reminds me of something.
Yeah, no,
But let's not touch on that.
let's not touch upon that. No. So I have no idea. Oh, I actually do know what happens next. A bunch of scientists realize that there is so this asteroid Ulysses, it goes by Jupiter weirdly, and it does a funky little squiggle, and now it's headed towards Earth. It's gonna collide. Scientists
Right,
on Earth, they see this and they're like, huh, that's not good. We need to find a way to deal with that. So what they
right,
do is they create a computer model. They realize that this asteroid is going to break up into thousands of little fragments, and those fragments are going to basically pepper like the continent of Ozia, which is like the UN, I guess. It's important, kind of.
okay,
They're fine. They're all right. Ozia is chill, I guess. And
for
okay,
sure.
I am not joking when I say this. They see that they cannot prevent the asteroid from coming in. They cannot prevent the asteroid from breaking up. So what they do is they build a massive system of hang on, I need to check the number real quick. Stonehenge. Yeah, they built something called Stonehenge. All right.
Oh, crazy. Never heard that before. Uh-huh.
No, yeah,
Stonehenge.
I promise you, this is infinitely in crazier than actual Stonehenge. Okay, actual Stonehenge is just a bunch of rocks. Uh, my my Wi-Fi crapped out on me the second it said that. It got mad at me because I said, how many? Yeah, it's a system, I of 8 railguns. Okay, it
Oh,
is in a circle, 8 railguns that were developed to individually track and eliminate projectiles. It was supposed to deal with asteroid fragments. They built a super weapon to deal with asteroid. This is not the last time a super weapon appears,
what
by the
year
way.
was this that railguns were finally made usable for the
Uh,
public?
like the 2000s, I think.
Oh, of course, of course. Keep in mind, we still can't actually use railguns. They're still technically under testing.
Oh, Rishi, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
June 1998.
Oh,
I think I'm gonna take special joy in watching your. I'm gonna go back into this episode. I'm gonna rewind.
how do they make rail?
How do they make
Huh?
railgun? Tech, Technological advancement is just like really, really fast in Ace Combat. Otherwise, you can't explain like the railguns. So Stonehenge is a thing. Okay, Stonehenge is a
But
thing.
it's just a bunch of railguns.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's a bunch of railguns. The asteroid does end up impacting Earth anyways, and like it does a bunch of damage to a bunch of other like cities and stuff. One of the railguns gets hit by asteroid debris and fails to work. So like there's only 7 operating. A bunch of them manage to hit a town called Farbunti, which turns it into like it floods the town.
Uh-huh.
This has this impacts the group chat
Oh, how badly?
pretty badly. Yeah, no. Okay, so there are, I want to say 7, yeah, there are 7 games in the series, and the first game in the series is Ace Combat 0, and the last game in the series is Ace Combat 3. Okay. Ace Combat 0 is pretty straightforward lore-wise. You play as a guy named Cypher with his buddy old pal friend Solo Wing Pixie, who over the course of the game goes insane and joins a zany Spanish terrorists.
Did you say zany Spanish terror?
I think they're called the world. They're called the world without borders.
Oh, Ryan, what are they called?
They're called the world without borders because they want to eliminate borders. Do you want to know how they want to eliminate borders, Rishi?
Oh, Ryan, please tell me.
They get their hands on something called V2, which is 8 simultaneous nuclear warheads. I also want to mention, I also feel the need.
What year
No,
is this? What year is this?
what year is this? It's like it's after Stonehenge. Give me a second.
That doesn't make it any better, right?
It is, dude. It's after 1989. Hang on. I I do want to mention also that there is also another super weapon in this game called Excalibur, which is I
I've
literally
heard
I
of Excalibur.
it's not like the sword. What it is, it's a massive pillar, a massive built pillar that shoots a laser beam out and cuts jets like in half while they're flying. This is legitimately okay.
There's just
Hang on.
anti-air.
I think it's anti everything, honestly. Yeah, it was created in the 1980s.
Oh, of
V2.
course. Just 8 simultaneous nuclear warheads.
It's a delivery vehicle for numerous nuclear warheads stored inside, each of which is launched at individual targets during the V2's re-entry phase. Uh
Oh, okay. Yeah,
oh
yeah,
yeah.
for sure, for sure.
Excalibur, the giant laser from God, was invented. It was built starting 1989 to 1993. I also feel the need to mention that this game has you bomb an innocent like city. Like there's no combat in it. You just assist your allies in bombing an innocent city. It's
Oh.
Yeah, it's kind of messed up. Oh, and also Belka does this really funny gamer move, which is literally the only way I can describe it. So you bomb Hoffman, and in the very next mission, you see a bunch of jets, like these big like bomber jets, flying towards what you're assuming is your capital.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, they must really want revenge, huh? No, they don't. Belka detonates 8 simultaneous nuclear bombs on their own soil to create what the game quotes as an irradiated border to the Holy Land. I do want to mention right now that Belka does go insane. They are insane at this point.
Okay.
The final boss of this game has you
Oh,
joust like fighting Pixie. You fight Pixie, right?
final boss?
The final boss. You fight Pixie. He's in a super plane, but it's not like super. It's not like a
Super
massive
plane?
plane. Yeah, every single Ace Combat game has a super plane. Okay, it's not like a big deal. So this is a thing that's happening, and there's legitimately the only way you can beat him is by flying at him from the front. You literally joust him with a plane and you shoot missiles at him. And the whole time he shot his like stupid nuclear bomb thing up into the sky, and you have to shoot him down before the nuke goes off. It's really good. It's a really good game. This is one of the best games of the series.
Ah,
Yeah. Okay. So that happens. Oh yeah, the nukes do go off, but like the world doesn't get wiped out because, you know, reasons.
of course. Of course.
And then we get to Ace Combat 2. There's a bunch of lore stuff about the war in Ace Combat 2, but we're gonna ignore that and we're gonna instead go back to friggin' Belka because one of the side effects of the the events in Ace Combat Zero is that one dude being Cypher, has essentially eliminated the entirety of Belka's Air Force because you're the player, you're good at the game, and so Belka's
Yeah.
like, wow, our Air Force is 5 men and like this broken CD player. Uh, we need a way to get our Air Force up back as soon as possible. Let's use AI. So what they do is they create Zone of the Endless, also known as Zoe, and they
Yeah.
they put her into 5 planes, and they stare at her, and they're like, "Wow, it really sucks that there isn't a war going on right now, so that we can test these planes." And then a war breaks out. This is the one war not instigated by Belka, I think, which is
Oh,
really
so okay.
this is
Interesting.
literally just the dumbest coincidence of all time. But yeah, Belka essentially interferes in like a foreign war
It's
by
a
sending
Deus
over
Ex
these
Machina.
death
Okay.
planes and being like, "Ooh, look at them go! They're funny." Yeah, but no, you as the main character shoot them all down.
Of
It's really
course.
funny. Okay, there
Um,
is so much insane crap that keeps happening in this stupid game.
thank you guys so much for watching and sticking through all the way to the end of today's
We're not done.
zany
we're not.
episode.
We're not done, man.
Oh no, there's more.
Oh yeah, don't worry. I'm gonna like condense it very heavily. Okay, so
Uh-huh.
Jesus. No, I just want the image. Just give me the image and then I can like lie. Give me the image. Okay. The next game is Ace Combat 4 Shattered Skies, which is okay, so essentially you wait, hang on. I don't remember what happens in Shattered Skies actually. So the next game is Ace Combat 5. It's nothing important, but I'm willing to bet that everything is Belko's fault anyways. Okay? Is that cool?
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Ace Combat 5, The Unsung War, features you and a bunch of quirky protagonists essentially breaking away from your government and going on extrajudicial adventures to stop a nuclear conflict between your country and Yuknamania, which is like Russia, basically. Fun fact, Belka's behind it. Belka, as Grunder Technologies, create something called the Solg, or as I like to call it, the satellite of death, because it kills people and it's a satellite. That's it. That's it.
Of
That's all that.
course.
The
Of course.
Circum-Pacific War. It's literally called the Balkan Conflict because that's what happens. I do want to mention right now that the Balkan conflict happens in 2010. They have the death. They have the death satellite in 2010. Yeah, the sixth game in the
Oh, so
series.
those so crazy.
The sixth game in the series is honestly okay. It's the sixth game in the series is the first one I played. I have it on the Xbox downstairs.
Yeah.
It's this is the I when I first bought Ace Combat. This is story time for you guys. When I first bought Ace Combat, I was like, oh, this is gonna be like a realistic playing game. Like I'm gonna play as an American. I'm gonna go shoot down like I don't know like foreign soldiers or whatever, and we're gonna have a fun time. And I open the game. It's like, oh, you're playing as an American soldier. Oh, I guess they changed the names around for this. You play through the first mission, right? You shoot down a bunch of planes. Everything is good. At the end of the first mission, a massive starship looking beast flies into your city, literally detonates multiple surface to air warheads, and then a specialized squadron run you out of the city. And at that point, I was like, huh, I don't think this game is very realistic.
Something's telling me this game is
No,
not realistic.
I'm really sorry, man.
Something about the massive
Imagine, dude,
warship.
imagine having railguns in 1989, bro.
Imagine having aerial warfare in the 1400s.
Rishi, it was like the Wright brothers level planes, dude.
That doesn't matter. There was that means that people were proficient enough in piloting planes that there was aerial combat.
Yeah,
That
no,
means
I
that they had commercial flying and uh, an air force. Were there private jets?
considering that they keep getting shot down on accident, I don't think so.
Probably for the best. Probably
Yeah.
probably for the best,
The
yeah.
lore in Ace Combat 6 is not very important because it's the plot is basically you got kicked out of your homeland, now go get it back. Except the final mission reveals that there's a super weapon in the Arctic called the Chandelier that was basically supposed to also help shoot down the asteroid fragments. Except
Yeah.
here's the thing, the Chandelier can't move. No, actually, it can move because it's mounted to a giant glacier.
Oh,
No, hang on. Yeah, no, that doesn't matter. It doesn't work. It's half built.
yeah.
You blow it up. It's kind of sad. And yeah, no, the American parody beats the Russian parody. I wonder which audience this game was trying to appeal to. Yeah, no.
I wonder, man. Really, it's really just a
This is just awesome.
toss up.
We
I
get
have
that.
no idea.
Ace Combat 7, the latest game of the series. I have this one for the PS4. Here's the fun part that I can't. Here's the fun part about the lore. One of the themes of this game is information control, right? How
Oh,
information
sounds
builds a war.
yeah.
It's a very compelling theme. Here's how Ace Combat 7 goes about delivering this theme. You don't know what's happening. Okay. So you go in the first mission and then mission control's like, "Hey, are there any drones?" And like everyone's like, "What are you talking about? There are drones?" Yeah, no. It's a fun game. It's serviceable.
That's
So
good.
basically what happens is Ozia gets invaded for the 17th millionth time. And since the enemy has these things called arsenal birds, which are okay, so imagine it's a massive white super ship, okay?
Right.
This white super ship craps out drones, okay?
Yeah.
It also shoots lasers. And it also has a really big circular force field. I can see your soul shattering with every word I speak.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Oh,
it's fun. You get to invade someone else's country for once and also burn down their house metaphorically. And then you shoot him in the face. Literally.
I guess.
Yeah. The whole war is based on this space elevator that goes to space. Do you know what a space elevator is?
Yeah, I
Like
would
legitimately.
imagine it's an elevator that goes to space.
It's like legitimately one of the coolest things ever in sci-fi, and they're trying to build one in real life. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just an elevator that goes to
It goes to
space.
space. Yeah, I've heard of it.
It's supposed to space travel easier, or at least like atmospheric breaching easier. Because the hardest part of space travel is getting up.
That is true. Apparently, getting away from Earth is really hard.
I mean,
Oh,
I can't believe I'm in a toxic relationship with the Earth. It's not me, it's you. Yeah, but no, the space elevator is like literally magic because it powers the Arsenal birds like a lot. It powers their
oh,
shield somehow. Everyone wants it, which is why everyone wants it. The other guys who are invading you think it's like the devil and think it was invented for war reasons. So they're like, let's blow it up. That's a good reason. And oh yeah, so there's this guy we've been following, and there's another guy named Mihai. He's not important. He's like, hey, I can use Mihai's brain patterns and I can make drones out of them. And then I
okay.
can make these drones make more drones. And then I can make those drones make more drones.
Got it.
To
So
foreshadow where this
infinitely more.
yeah,
Yeah.
to foreshadow where this is going, this guy is a Belkin.
Okay.
he literally is just like, ah, yes, more warfare, and accidentally created self-replicating drones. Yeah, there is drone technology that allows you to mimic being an ally, and also, and this is the funniest thing that's ever happened in Ace Combat ever. In one of the missions, both your side and the enemy side wipe out all the satellites, all of them. So nobody knows who's the enemy and who isn't. And like, this is I cannot emphasize how funny this is, dude. Imagine you're like,
Oh my
okay,
God.
it's literally it's the Christmas treaty. You know the Christmas truce on
Yeah.
World War I? Imagine that, except you're in Iraq, right? You're fighting the enemy. It's nighttime. And then all of a sudden, instead of getting commands from like your CFO, you just get radio silence. You get static, and the other guys get static, and everyone just stands up all at once. And it's like, well, now what do we do? I guess we'll go home. Okay, see you tomorrow.
Thank you everyone so much for watching and sticking through all the way to the end of today's
I'm still not
zany
done.
episode.
I'm still not
Ryan.
done. Keeps going. Don't worry,
Ryan.
we're reaching the end.
Okay.
Okay, so at the end of Ace Combat 7, you blow up one of the Arsenal birds. You blow up the second out of two Arsenal birds. There are no more Arsenal birds, except the self-replicating drones from earlier are back. Oh yeah, do you remember when I mentioned Zone of the Endless?
You never mentioned the Zone of the Endless.
I should have. In Ace Combat 2, there's the Zone of the Endless AI thing that like the Balkans created because they were like, ah, yes, we need to make more soldiers using artificial intelligence. But just like in the real world, it doesn't work out because a human being with schizophrenia shoots them down. Yeah, no, but it comes back and they try to upload their programming to Drone Factory so that they can create a forever war on accident. And yeah, no, it doesn't work. And then we finally get to the final game, Ace Combat 3, where yeah, I should have seen that coming. Where capitalism literally ruins everything. That's the theme of that
Crazy.
game.
I cannot imagine that ever happening in this world.
Yeah, no. It's literally to the point that companies have standing armies and those companies are going to war with each other.
I can't imagine such things ever happening in today's world. Like never. Oh my God. Thank God we'll never have to worry about such a thing
Oh
ever
yeah,
happening.
forgot to mention Ace Combat 7 takes place in 2019, okay?
Oh my God. What is going on?
They have laser weaponry in 2019, dude. I mean, they have laser beams, they have pulsing lasers, they have artificial intelligence in 2019. Yeah, but no, Ace Combat 3 is a game and it's fun, but don't play it if you enjoy happy endings. Okay? Okay. That's it. I'm done.
Thank you guys so much for watching and sticking all the way to the end of today's zany, little quirky little episode.
I'm never gonna recap another timeline again. You should do a timeline, actually, next time.
That was wild. I've been hit. Like I feel like I've been a gut punched.
Rishi,
Aerial combat of fortune
okay.
touches. But that's besides the point. Thank you guys so much for watching and sticking through all the to the end of today's episode. If you're
Yeah.
watching this on YouTube, I love you. Well, if you listening to this on Spotify or Google Podcasts or whatever you're watching this, or listening to this, technically, actually, If you're watching this, I love you. Mwah. If you're listening to this, I love you. Mwah.
Leave a
Because
like, leave
technically you
a
can watch
comment.
this on Spotify. So if you're watching this
Yeah,
on Spotify,
yeah. You mentioned
interesting,
that
but cool. I
to my
mean, like
face,
go
which
off,
I
I
think is
guess.
it's interesting.
So yes, please rate us 5 stars
Rate us
and
five
nothing
stars,
less
like,
than
give us a
five
like,
stars.
comment,
Let us
engage
know
with
if
our
there's something you
content.
want us to talk about in the episode.
Yeah,
And I'll see you guys next week. Or
you
we
know
will
where to.
see you
We will.
guys next week.
We will see each other next week.
We will never see you guys though. Like you guys are
Hope,
far away
hopefully,
from us.
hopefully not. Like, I've seen those clips of like enraged fans throwing things at like
Hopefully
performers.
we'll never have enraged fans throwing things at us.
We don't
All
even
right.
have fans.
See ya. Signing off.
Bye.
I actually really regret saying that. Bye.
Yeah, no, bye. Bye.